Equipment. We're talking equipment for the white belt test and then moving forward. I see several of you have your red Anjing Banfa shirts off the Cafe Press. That's exactly the uniform you're expected to have for the white belt test, as well as your black BDUs. So we look pretty good on those. Boonie hats. Some different ways to wear your boonie hats. Everybody should have your boonie hat. When you're not wearing your boonie hat, it is folded up and in your right-hand pocket. Right-hand pocket of your BDUs, the cargo pocket. When you're wearing your boonie hat, and this will be determined by what Sensei is wearing when he comes out on the mat. If he is wearing it down, when you're wearing it down, you have the strap in the back of your head and pull it in tight. That keeps it on. There are times when the hat will be worn up. When it's worn up, you have the strap up on top and off to the side. Okay? So it goes on like this. And again, you will decide how you're wearing it according to how Sensei has his hat when he comes out. Okay, that's how you determine the boonie hats. And again, proper uniform you always have in your left-hand pocket. Everybody should have a choke cord. We worked on that a little earlier on holding them and carrying them. You put them through the belt loop, pull them up through, the idea being you can grab them quickly and go out to use them. Okay? Sensei's advised us to stagger the knots. If you have them side by side, it's the same as our universal law of escape. You have the two fat men trying to get through the gate. Well, you have the two knots trying to go through your loop at the same time. So if you stagger them when you have it hanging, they come through one at a time. It makes them easier to go through your... some of the equipment, let's go through the equipment that's on the list here. Rubber knife. Cover just again quickly the rubber knife we prefer. As you know, like this, it's hard rubber. We don't like these because they're real soft. These here are nicer when you're training, but they do break. So we stopped using this kind here. These are much more solid. You can feel the impact of being hit, but yet they do flex enough that they don't do major damage to you. So this is the preferred knife. You will find some like this that are double-sided. We prefer the katana side for training purposes. We always carry our rubber knives in the small of our back. Right here. Arnis sticks. Everybody know what the Arnis sticks are? 28-inch rattan sticks. No difference between rattan and bamboo. You should know that. It's critical when if you ever end up building your own Arnis sticks. Bamboo is hollow, Arnis is fibrous, solid core. So you get flex on it without it snapping and being so brittle. Hombo, 36-inch post stick. Usually about 1 to 1¼ inches in diameter. Does everybody have their hombos? We do not wear watches during class. Number one, you're not supposed to be paying attention to time, you're paying attention to Sensei. Number two, we do a lot of wrist work and wrist grabs, and it's going to hurt you and your watch if you get a wrist grab on it and we rip it off. So in those purposes, just don't do it. Throwing knives, you do require to have two throwing knives. We don't specify what kind they are, we keep that open. So they'll know what an Eck knockoff is because it doesn't match any of the current ones. Okay. The Eck Fighting Knife Company, Eck Knife Company. From way back many years ago, back in World War II, they created one of the first and finest military fighting knives there are. Okay, back on the topic of equipment. And cups are absolutely critical. Let me talk about cups for a minute. Remember, how many times have you heard us say you fight the way you train? Right? You fight the way you train. Now, if you're not wearing a cup, the person you're training with is having hit off target and hit off target. So if they ever get in a situation where they are in a serious fight and they end up going back to the way they trained because they were training with you who were too rude to wear a cup that's required, their success and their possible life is on your hands because you refuse to wear the equipment that's necessary for them to train right. Okay? That's why we are such a bear on having that. Absolutely required. Okay? Absolutely required. It's not for you, it's for your training partner. Believe me, I couldn't care less if it hurts your testicles when we kick you. What we need to know is that your partners are safe in training with you effectively. Okay, throwing knives. Throughout history, people have always thrown whatever the knives they have, and you truly should learn to do that. The Eck Knife Company, many, many years ago, formed the first truly balanced throwing knives. They don't even manufacture them anymore. But it happened to be this shape, which had become the universal shape for common throwing knives. These were created by the Eck Knife Company. The knockoffs became so inexpensive that it just wasn't worth it to Eck to continue manufacturing. We are fans of the Eck Knife Company. We are friends of the owner of the Eck Knife Company. We have great respect for them and their heritage. Out of respect for that, we ask that you have Eck style throwing knives, which are this standard size, the standard shape. It's hard to find common knives, just general throwing knives that are not this shape. Okay? Okay, that's throwing knives. Chokecore, we talked about training machetes. We had a class a couple weeks ago on how to make your training machetes. Everybody should have those. If you have any questions on training machetes, that section is up on the website. You can check that out. Full video on how to make your own. Parachute cord. Does everybody know what parachute cord is? Okay. Sometimes, Helene, do you know what parachute cord is?
No, I do not.
Okay. Parachute cord is also sometimes called 550 cord. Looks like this. It's the same cord your choke cord's made out of. I want to be clear on that because sometimes you'll see advertised on websites actual parachute cord, which is made out of this material, but they're cut strips of them that were cut off of parachutes. You want to get the lengths of it. Okay, I think our site calls for 50 feet of it. Okay, and it comes in different colors. So it's all, again, if you can't see something labeled parachute cord, look for 550 cord. 550. First aid kit. Everybody in your kit should have some kind of first aid kit. We're not looking for some kind of combat first aid kit where you're going to be able to handle every kind of major injury you'll find on a battlefield. Maybe when you get closer to black belt, we'll be looking for that. The basic kinds of injuries we take here are bruises, scrapes, cuts. You need band-aids, you need antiseptic. Something as simple. This is a very simple Johnson & Johnson first aid kit. It was 98 cents, literally 98 cents at Target. It has antiseptic, a variety of band-aids in. That's pretty much what you're going to need right up front. Okay? It's very easy to carry, fit in any pack. Defender, everybody should have a defender, and it should be on your cord, ready to use. Everybody have a defender on them? I'm seeing the cords. Going into the test, everybody that's on the test, you will want to make sure you're carrying your defender in exactly the same manner. Okay? If some of you have, some of you are using carabiners, everybody should have carabiners. Going into the test, I want everybody that's on the test looking alike. Okay? So if somebody shows up with the carabiners, everybody takes off the carabiners to match. Is that clear? Okay. Folding knife. Everybody have a regular folding knife? Should always have a regular folding knife on you. You know how to use it quickly, easily. Right? Now there's times when you're fighting you will lose your primary knife. You should always have a backup knife ready to go. And you should also learn how to use it in your left hand. This particular one was locked. There's times you may take an injury to your right hand. You may be holding somebody with your right hand and you need to engage with your left. So you always have your backup knife in your left side for your left hand. Sunscreen, that's pretty obvious. There's times we work outside most of the time. It's a sunny day, especially those of us with sensitive skin, you're going to need to be concerned about that. Sunscreen is just common safety. 2 towels. We get muddy sometimes, we get wet sometimes. Aside from that, towels are great for wrapping up tools, cleaning weapons, providing emergency shelter, even providing a pad to sit on. They are a really valuable piece of equipment to have. They're not just towels. They're pieces of cloth that can be used for many things. Boonie hat, we talked about the boonie hats. They should match your BDU pants. Gloves, everybody should have gloves. I tend to use the mechanics gloves because they fit very tightly. So I have a lot of dexterity yet. I can use the triggers very easily on a gun. And they have leather grips, so you get good grip on your equipment, on your fighting sticks and even your knives. The main reason for the gloves isn't for that, and it's not to keep our hands warm. It's because we work on the hillside, there's thorns, there's rough stuff up there. You want to be able to work and crawl on the ground without worrying about puncturing your hand with a huge thorn, okay? Or there's knives, there's nails, there's broken glass all over the hillside. So you need some protection. Notebook. Everybody should have a notebook. On your notebooks, I advise it be something with a flexible cover so you can carry it in a backpack. If you have a rigid notebook, it's going to create a bulk in your pack. It's going to be uncomfortable to carry. Anjing Banfa Field Journal. That's available online at Cafe Press directly from thewarriorsway.com. It's bound just like this here, so it fits nicely in your backpack also. You will be required, of course, to have the appropriate syllabus for the belt level you're at. Okay? I want to be real clear in this syllabus. This is a good working syllabus. It tells you the basics of the techniques, but every page has a section, has a blank section in there for notes and drawings. Use it. This was never designed to be comprehensive at every detail of it. The whole time you're training, you're going to learn more and more about each one of these techniques, those details that you didn't catch originally. Add them in here. Make this your journal. Make them yours. Black BDU belt. BDU belt is one like this. Okay? The belt you have is a style we actually used to wear. We've been wearing these heavier BDU belts now. They work better with holsters and with other type of gear. Okay? Weather gear. We've been taking it kind of easy on the group. When it's been raining, we've been moving inside. That won't always be the case. Some kind of wet weather gear to keep you and especially your gear from rusting or getting destroyed in rainy weather is valuable. A simple poncho, a raincoat. Your boonie hat will keep the rain off your face. Okay? It's not going to keep you dry, but it'll deflect it so it's not running in your face. Most materials, like your boonie hat, can be treated with a waterproof spray. It's usually silicone based. There's varieties of them. Find them in any camping supply store because they're usually around the tents and sleeping bags and boots. Often you'll find around the shoe area they'll be spray for waterproofing. Any type, you can buy the nice professional ponchos, and I have a nice heavy nylon black one that's nice for night work. I like that one because I can use it for emergency shelter and even an emergency ground cloth. So I'm thinking multi-purpose. However, there's no reason not to have one of those 98-cent little plastic fold-up pieces in your pack with you all the time. Keep them in your car, wherever. So if you ever have to get out and it's wet, you have something. They're normally one-time use, and they don't take any space to carry. So that's fine. A camping store, again, any surplus military store. Another thing you can use, black plastic trash bags. They are amazingly effective for that. And you'll see on many of our test lists we require you to have black plastic trash bags in your kit. They're great for shelter, for protecting you, for ground cover. Also, if you're ever lost out in the woods doing survival, you've probably heard stories of people covering themselves with leaves. Well, if you put all the leaves inside the big plastic trash bags, you suddenly have a comforter that's not all itchy. Okay? So the big plastic trash bags are really awesome pieces of survival gear. Take no weight and no space to carry. 2 writing pens, 2 pencils. The idea of having 2 is sometimes you lose one and sometimes one runs out of ink or breaks. Well, you still need to be able to write notes. So you have those available to you there. A few additions that aren't on there. I want to mention hankies. Small black hankies, you get them any supply store where you're getting your other gear. They fit nicely in your other pocket. If you're sweating, if you're hot, you can wipe yourself down. If you make them wet in hot weather, you tie them around your neck. It really helps keep you cool. Okay? If it's cold out, you can wrap them around your neck and use it as a scarf. If you take a cut, you can use it as a compress or a bandage. Okay? You can even fold them up and use them as a sling to throw weapons. They're also very valuable in gathering tools. I tend to keep my throwing knives and items like that wrapped up in them so they're always available there ready to go. Okay? They're very inexpensive. They're black, have a myriad of uses. They're great to have a bunch of those around. That's all the equipment that is currently on the white belt list. Make sure you get all the stuff off of Cafe Press. It does take a little while for those orders to come out, about a week, so you need to make sure you have those orders in. The question was, how big should the towel be? I don't recommend you carry a huge bath towel with you, only because it's going to take your entire packing space. I tend to use a small camp towel that is highly absorbent. There's camp towels that are designed for backpacking that are highly absorbent. They wring out easily, but very effective. If you are going to carry a different type of towel, think about how you're carrying it. I would use it to wrap some of my other weaponry or gear in. That way it's not just taking up space. So make it do dual purpose. The question was on the holster. No, we are not. That is not part of our standard gear set. I try to keep one handy when I'm behind camera for when Sensei decides to do a gun technique. I can toss one out to him. So that's, I carry one for that purpose. And it does fit the Glock. Everybody ready for the test, Nick? 2 weeks from today. All you that are testing. Okay. Knees just slightly bent. Andrew, in your stance, please. Knees slightly bent. Okay. Your body should be centered. If there's a pendulum coming straight out of your nose and through your chin, it should hit directly between your feet. So you should be completely balanced, completely straight. Okay. Are your knees bent? Keep your knees flexed a little bit. Okay. Your feet should be about 45 degrees out, not facing straight forward. Okay, that's the core of your body. Make sure your knees are flexed a little bit and hold it there. Don't come out of that position. You should be able to hold that position a long time. It's a nice, relaxed, balanced position. Your shoulders relatively lined up to your partner, the partner you're fighting against. Your front hand, I want it in a loose fist, not clenched tight, a nice loose fist. Your elbow should be one fist and two fingers from your body. Forearm through your fist should be pointing directly to your opponent's eyes. Okay? Should be a straight line going right from here through your hand into his eyes. If you're fighting a shorter person, your hand goes down. Fighting a taller person, your hand goes up. Your rear hand.
This is always a good way to get out of Hambo. Where's that pointing? Okay. Mm-hmm. This is an excellent tool to be able to immediately show. Don't move on. This is supposed to be at his eyes. Okay. And it's an excellent tool to be able to show. We also got to talk about mark.
All right, your rear hand, called the dragon seeking the twin orbs. It should be just off your shoulder. Just off your shoulder. Two fingers out, again loose. It should not be laying on your shoulder. Don't have it laying on your shoulder. It should be out there. It's ready to spring, but relaxed. Okay, that's our basic side stance. All right, drop out of that. Reverse your positions. So if you were standing with your left forward, your right's now forward. I want to see your basic side stance again now with this direction. Should be a drop right into it. Your arm should not be resting. Your arm should be up in the air. You look pretty tense. You need to be relaxing your side stance, okay?
I'm trying to keep my arm straight, and that's really hard for me.
The more you do it, you're going to find it'll get more comfortable for you, okay? I'm a stiff old man, and I can pretty much get in that position now. Okay. Keep your knees flexed. Good. Okay. You can drop out of the stance. We're going to do the basic escape to the rear. When we do this, we're going to do it as a group. I want everybody on this side to grab the person on that side. Okay? Reach across and grab. It'll be the same side. Okay? Person on this side. First step is you roll back on, you relax. First step in all of our moves is you relax. Okay? Have your hand pointing flat down, your palm down to the ground. Be totally relaxed with your palm facing down. Rock back on your heels. As you begin to lose balance, take your uncaptured side and step way back. Slide away. As you're sliding away, some key features. Focus on the foot that you're moving going way back. You want your front arm to stay loose and relaxed. you want to make sure your front foot, once captured, turns away as you're falling. So watch this. As I'm falling back, I'm turning this foot and going back. Why are we turning our foot? To protect it. If the other person kicks at your knee and you have it back to them, it's just going to bend your knee. It's not going to hurt you. Okay? So that's what we're looking for in that move. We're looking for you to relax, palm down, rock back, protect your knee as you're turning, step way back, step away, end up in your side stance. Okay, so everybody together, let's see it. I want to see all of you end up in your side stance again. Make sure as you're falling back, your arm is just a limp rope. Okay? You just completely forget about the captured arm. You're thinking about stepping back. Your arm will break free. Everybody ready? Recovered position? Make sure when you're falling back, your front knee is turned away from the attacker. Okay? I'm seeing you guys turn your feet sideways. Your knee is very vulnerable from the side. Okay? You want it turned away. So if they kick it, it collapses. It's best just completely forget your arm exists. I find if I focus on where I'm putting my rear foot, getting it back as far as I can, if I focus on that, I forget about my arm and it just always comes out. Make sure you're relaxing and turning your hand flat to the ground to start with.
I've, over 35 years, seen at least 3 women killed because they were grabbed, like this grab, and drugged to their death. And it's like, oh man, that's just the wrong answer, you know? So if you ever can teach anything, it's just literally, if I can borrow Barney, grab me, hold me tight, just teach them to turn and walk. The other thing about this technique at a white belt level is the fact that you got to start paying attention as a warrior to detail. If you don't, you're going to kill yourself or you're going to kill your student. So this is a highly technical move we're teaching at a white belt level, which is kind of a criticism on our art. But on the flip side, the reason why we do that is to get people to pay attention to detail. Right off the bat. As a white belt, they start paying attention to detail, which is good. So when you guys are sensei types and teaching, I want you to know that.
Speaking of attention to detail, is Sensei wearing his boonie hat now? Which means I should come off and go in our side pockets. Camera guy always has different rules because he has to block the glare off the lens. We're going to do blocks. There's 3 primary blocks you will work with at the white belt level. Let's get everybody in one straight line here. I want everybody in a, let's see, I'll have you facing that way. So I'll have you in a right lead side stance like you were fighting this direction. Right lead, your right hand forward. Right hand forward. Okay? I'll picture somebody straight out in front of you. I'm going to be moving back and forth. So you don't have to track me. I want you staying like you're fighting somebody right in front. Open up a little bit of space here so there's room for you to do your moves. Block to kicks to the front. It's the first one of our blocks. If you're in your side stance, right? There's 2 things you're going to do. You're going to take your rear hand, keeping your upper arm and elbow right where it is. You're just going to rotate it down. Boom. Okay? The front hand is moving in. So it's moving at the shoulder. Boom. Coming right in. Okay? All you're doing. Now what you end up doing is you have your whole target area, your primary target, protected. You're protecting your face, your eyes, your nose, your throat, your solar plexus, stomach, groin, everything protected here in that quick move. Very quick. The idea again is to protect all of your targets going down through the center of your body here. Just like this, okay? Tend to keep our hands open. That way if a hit comes in and it glances off here, it catches. If your hand's closed, then go over, okay? I don't want something going over. I mean, if your hand's closed like you had your fist, I can come up and over. If your hand's open and arched, you can catch me, okay? Sensei's going through adjusting that upper arm out 45 degrees. This block is primarily used at the white belt level to block kicks. So a kick will be coming up. So that's intercepting it and giving you some sponge area, some cushion area to absorb that impact. Okay, back into a side stance. Full side stance. When your body's lined up straight. Straight on, straight forward, relax front. Make sure your elbows where they need to be. Okay. Move that back a little bit, your elbow a little back. Okay. Okay. Next one is a very simple block to a kick coming straight in at your side. Okay. If you're in your side stance, you're just going to take your front hand, your lead hand, sweep it down. Okay. It's just a sweep. You're just moving at the elbows, not a whole lot of movement. So in your side stance, drop into that block. Okay. Make sure your block is protecting your side on this, your side. Okay. Do you want your hand curved back? Can intercept. Okay. How's that feel to everybody? Real good? Real good? Okay, go into your basic side stance. Let's see the same block. Block to a kick coming to the side. Side stance. Let's see block to a kick coming to your front. Another thing on your front hand, I'm seeing a lot of thumb sticking up. Well, that's inviting to grab. Never give an invitation like that to your opponent. Just kind of drop your thumb down beside your fingers. Okay? That's kind of a good standard rule whenever you're doing any kind of fighting.
Okay, we're going to do a front block. Ready? On my command, up and recover. Ready? Up. Hold it until I hear the recover command. Front block. Recover. Ready? Up. Then you can check on front block, not side. Front, front, front. First block we did. And recover. There you go. That'll help. That'll help.
Now do the block to kick to your side. Side block. Up. Hold it. You're out way too far. Your side's over here. You're not blocking it and your hand's back there. Okay? Okay. It's coming into the side. You want to be able to block to your side. Okay? Okay, recover. We have one more block. It's a block coming to the rear. It's really meant to protect your kidney and the back of your head. Starting in your basic side stance. Okay? Everybody's in your basic side stance here. Okay? Kick coming to the rear. You are going to lean away. Your front hand, your back hand is coming up to protect your face. Your back hand is sweeping much like it did on that side, but hooking back to protect your kidney a little more. Just hooking back your side. You don't have to go back around you. Okay? You want it back here so it will intercept the kick and cushion it. Okay? So in that move, you're protecting your kidney, your neck, your head. Okay? So you're in your side stance. You just go. Okay. Everybody ready? Recovery position. We're going to do block, kick to the rear. Up. Hold, hold. If you don't need it back around so far. I'm struggling too hard with it. Make sure this hand comes up to protect your face. Protecting your face. Okay. Your center of gravity always stays on the center line. Okay. At this level. You're just squatting into it and moving your upper body. My center of gravity is I'm still balanced completely here. Okay. So I can move either direction just as easily.
So your body isn't shifting to the point where you've got more weight on one leg than the other in that movement?
Not at the white belt level. Okay. Okay? White belt level, you're staying completely balanced.
Thank you.
And you're just blocking your body.
Thank you.
Okay? Okay, everybody in your side stance. Same move, block to the rear. Up. Too far back again. Make sure your face protected. Okay, I want to see the block to kick to the front. Up. You look real rigid. Make sure your arms somewhat relaxed there. Okay? You want your angle, but you want it to be somewhat relaxed. You can turn this out just a little bit. You can turn that out just a little bit. That'll help keep it from going up over. Okay? So that keeps it from going up over. Block and kick to the side. Up. Block to kick to the rear. Up. Snap kick from the front leg. Okay? You're in your side stance. This is a stomach kick. So I want you to be able to use your front block. You're in your side stance. You bring your rear foot up. You lean back. Whenever you're kicking, your rear hand protects your face, your front hand protects your leg. You're leaning back. It's a snap kick to your opponent's stomach. So you're leaning back, snap. You're hitting with the top of your foot. And then recovering into your white belt stance, into your side stance. Side stance, advance. Let me move over here so I can actually kick at you.
Can I get you to emphasize one thing?
Absolutely, Sensei.
In your moving forward, hitting both in this position?
Absolutely. One of the things you will find is all of our kicks come from a few central positions, which is really key because that way your opponent doesn't know which kick you're about to come out at them with. So if I'm kicking at Barney, as I'm advancing in, I'm always putting my butt that direction. And all of our kicks come from this position, okay? I'm leaning down, I'm snapping at the stomach, coming back, recovering into my basic side stance. Pair up, let's see that. You will be using your front block to protect yourself. And everybody on this side kicking first, go ahead and just do a series of those. I'm going to be walking along looking at your blocks and your kicks. Okay. Make sure you're coming up pointing your butt to your opponent. Everybody hold a second. Just to get this down, I want everybody on this side kicking. Everybody on this side, just go ahead into your position and hold your block. I want you to see the kick coming in and absorbing that. Then we'll work on getting you into going into the block as the kick's coming, okay? So everybody on this side, go ahead and assume your position with your block in place. Okay. Everybody on this side, go ahead and do a series of kicks at them. Gentle, remember this is training. You're not trying to harm your training partner. Make sure you drop back into a full side stance. Back into a good side stance. Your side stance, you're still weight heavy on your back foot. I want you balanced completely in your side stance. You're leaning like this here. I can see your whole body shifted. Okay. Okay. And you ought to be hitting with the flat part of your foot. It's a slap. This is a slapping kick. Make sure that your arm here is protecting your leg as you're doing the kick, okay? There's a tendency to pull it forward. You want to keep it down, protecting your side here. So it stays right down there. You're going to go back into your full side stance. Okay? Very good, very good. Okay, trade roles. Want everybody on this side doing the kicking, everybody on this side blocking. Try a different kick. I want to use a different block on this one. Let's do the kidney hook kick. Okay? The kidney hook kick. It starts exactly the same way as the last kick. We step up and pivot in. But when you bring your foot up, instead of snapping to the front, you're taking your heel and coming into the kidney. Okay? In this case, they will be blocking with the block for a kick to the rear. So go ahead into that block. Okay, there you go. So the kick is very straightforward. You're in your side stance, pivot in, lean forward, standard kicking position, bring your leg up, snap your knee, bend your knee. So just your heel is going right into his kidney. Recover into your regular side stance. Okay, so boom, down, protect, hook, up, back. That's all there is to it. The only difference is you're hooking to the rear instead of snapping to the front. Okay? Pair up, make it happen. Part of the reason for your front arm coming down is it helps block some of the movement of your leg from their view. It disguises part of your move, aside from providing protection for you. It's our standard kicking position. Your opponent will not know which kick is coming at them. Make sure you recover into a full side stance. Yeah, I'm going to balance you here. What you want to do at this point is just bend your knee. Bang, you're snapping your heel in, okay? That's all you're doing there. And you're going to want your heel targeting right here, right on the kidney. Okay? Okay, which means you're going to have to come in closer, right? Okay? This kidney's back here. So you're going to have to move forward about another 8 to 10 inches. Okay? Okay, you're going to have to come in closer too. You're missing him completely.
I felt his hand.
Yeah, he's reaching out to intercept you, and you don't have to do that. Very nice. Very nice. Okay, everybody back in the line. Just a couple points that came up I want to cover before I turn the class back over to Sensei. Number one, if any of you have any injuries when you show up to class, make sure Senseis know about it. Okay? I just learned that one of our students is having trouble with a problem with the leg. Okay? I found it because the way he's protecting himself. We should have known that before class started. It's your responsibility to let us know if there's any problems we need to be concerned with, okay? That's for your safety as well as ours. Second, on the kicks, especially in those kidney hook kicks, I was seeing a lot of people way out from target, and the defenders were reaching out to intercept it. A miss is a miss. Okay. Come out here a minute, Barney. Stand right here. Don't move, okay? If I'm going to miss him, doesn't matter how close I am. If I'm missing him, it's missing him, okay? If I was out here, there's no reason for him to reach way out here to intercept me. I'm missing him completely, okay? What you guys were doing on the defensive side, the kick was missing you by a good 10 to 12 inches, and yet you were reaching out, which meant you were taking impact on your arm, getting yourselves twisted off. If it was missing you, let it go. That sets you up while they're off balance. We're talking about missing a target, and I use my fist just for ease of demonstration. If I am missing the person, there's no reason for you on the defense to reach way out and get yourself off center in order to do that block. A miss is a miss, okay? Keep your hands in protecting yourself. For one thing, if you reach way out here, you've opened up so I can come in with my backhand. You can do the same in kicks, get caught with your back, anything like that. Keep your defenses in where they matter. I'm hitting out here, don't even need to move, okay? You protect your targets at all times. Okay, again, you have 2 weeks to the white belt test. Those of you who are testing, work with each other, coach each other, make sure you read the material in the book. It's very valuable stuff. You should know it, especially the cultural section. Okay? Thank you. Sensei?
Absolutely, you want to be throwing on that. You can get the little scooper thing, okay? And then, come on out here. The real telltale is the dog toy part that's still out here, okay? Should pick up all that shit so the battlefield completely ready to rock and roll.
So do you want me to get the scooper and get all those?
Yeah, because we're going to be throwing people, and we don't want to hurt our people, okay? We don't want to hurt them. You take a full land on one of those little prickly pear things, and it'll wake you up in the morning. We're going to learn our classic hip throw today, and a combat hip throw today, and then once we're tired of hitting the ground a lot, then we're going to go do our sword work, and that'll be the end of the class. What we're going to do is a static hip throw, and a hip throw is really cool because we're actually going to pivot them across our hip. You're going to want to make sure and move your knife to the inboard side because you're going to be landing on your back side, okay? So what you're going to do, Barney, what you're going to do, let's see, come on over here. This is the hole that we're going to step into. Normally we'd be fighting like so or like so, okay? I'm going to enter in, and I want to extend my hip into him. Notice I've got a hand here, and I've got a hold of his side over here. I'm going to bring him up like so, okay? Very easy because I'm just bringing his center of gravity over my hip. That's what you first start. That's the first part of this whole move. Once you've got him up, It's just an easy turn and they're down. But you want to get in, hook them up, bring them over, and hold on to them. Don't let them go. Okay? So it's up and rotate down to your foot. Here we enter in, we break ribs, we can break elbows, come in and remove his sight so he can't see anything. I can lock out his elbow. That's kind of nice, huh? He can't even tap. So what he's going to have to do is tap with his foot. That's a sign that stop, okay? You want your hand like that. So on your way over, think about slapping out. There you go, okay? Now extend your hips up, like kick your hip out there. There you go. Keep this low, right?
Okay.
Now twist your hips as you pull them over you. See how that works?
Oh, okay.
You're really getting the center of gravity right across here. That's what's happening. Easy. There you go. Lots of air time. Was it possible? Of course. He got up under your center of gravity. It wasn't that bad, right? Now once you get up under the center of gravity, there you go. Yeah. Yeah. There, perfect. Now we're talking.
I can't even get Damon that high. And I weigh like 40 more pounds than him.
It doesn't matter. It's about getting the center of gravity. Let's try it. Okay, get in position, but don't throw them yet. Okay, now that's half your problem. See how you're almost steady?
Yeah.
Stick your hip out. Now you're talking. Now bring them over. Okay. So if you bring them up on your hip, and hold them.
All right.
Okay. Rotate them up to your hip and hold them. There you go. Okay, let's do the combat version. The combat version, you're going to say, why were we even teaching anything else? Okay, so he's in a side stance. Go to the other side. Okay. When I make my entry, instead of hitting him up, notice where my leg is? I'm breaking his base, and I'm going to drag him across that leg. Just that easy. Boom. Same upward motion, except for you're just dragging him across your thigh as opposed to up here. It's very quick. Matthias, can I borrow you for a second? So get in the right lead forward. So when you enter in, it's just this easy. How easy was that, right? I mean, this is pathetically easy. And that's going to happen just like that, okay? All right, let's give that a try. Pathetically easy. It's the combat version. So you get in the same position. Okay. Same position.
Oh, hand goes forward, leg
Yep.
goes back.
Yep. You're grabbing this arm. Okay, now. Yeah.
Okay.
It's just
I had to go
That's a
down,
lot
otherwise.
easier.
it's just boom.
That's a lot easier.
Of course it is.
Okay.
Now, get this leg in a little deeper but slightly bent. Now extend, straighten your leg.
Could have done that one.
Straighten your leg now. Takes his base right out of there. Done deal. Done deal. It's really quick. Extend your leg a little bit, but bend it at the knee. Now, you're going to, don't do it yet because he's going to end up on me, but you're going to roll like that at the same time you turn your hip. I mean, how easy is that? Military is a cross leg reaping throw. Reaping throw. May I borrow Andrew? Be very careful, side stance. This is a calf to calf strike. What I'm going to do is come into here. This is called a hole. I'm going to shoot across and rip that out of there just like that. Okay? Calf to calf. Calf to calf. Now, yes. Notice I'm coming up parallel to the ground, striking calf to calf. If I don't like this guy, I do this really easy, okay? I'm not going to do calf to calf. I'm going to do ankle to calf. How was that?
That was worse.
Yes. The back part of my heel hit his calf. The lower down the leg you get the Achilles tendon. They won't be marching and walking much, will you? Okay? So if you're really pissed off at the person, hit them low, right? But this is called a cross leg reaping throw. Okay? We can enter into it any way we want. Boom. Okay? Okay, we want to talk about our on guard position. Our top hand is by the suba, if you have it. If not, it's up a little ways. Okay. Bottom hand is all the way at the very bottom of the sword. See how it's actually off my hand is actually off the sword. Hand is actually off the sword. Okay. Just like your pinky is just hanging out there. Power of the samurai sword comes from I push forward with my right, I snap back with my left. It's not a baseball bat. Okay. It's not a number of those things, but it's this striking motion that is the power of the samurai sword. All right. We're going to learn a left parry block to left parry block attack. First, we're going to learn how to attack. Our standard way to attack is we're left lead forward. This is pointing at your opponent's eyes, just like our hand. Okay. When I make my attack, I'm going to step forward like this. Now, there's a number of schools. Some have them straight down their back like we do. Some are up here, some are this far, okay? And we'll use all three of those, but for the classic white belt stuff, we're kind of down our back. That helps to develop the power that they're going to need. And as we scoot our base leg back up underneath us, we're making the strike. So, we're here, boom. We drag that back foot back into position, okay? We'll get a chance to practice that. May I borrow Greg Sensei? Greg Sensei is going to do his attack. I'm going to do the left parry block to left parry block attack. So as this weapon is coming down, I'm going to step out of the way, putting my left hand in the direction I'm traveling. Right hand's like a shock absorber. I'm not stopping the blade, I'm letting it pass through. If my top hand is not straight, he can hit my head. You can see I'm not blocking myself, right? My head is exposed. Get that up. That ensures you're going to get a good clearance, okay? If I'm not up all the way, you can start to see my head. So if that blade's coming down, it's going to tag me. Got to get this up, okay? So the first part of the move is he makes his attack. I'm out of my way. Notice I brought my foot around too. Boom. That's my parry block to parry block attack. In action, this is what it looks like. Okay. Okay. Nice and easy.
Those eyes?
Yep. So you can't tell where it's at, can you? It's very difficult to tell where the sword is. If I'm up here, you can tell a lot. Okay.
Straight.
Yep. Ouch.
Sorry.
That's all right. Hey. You're going to want to have a deeper angle. If you come attack me, you'll feel almost no resistance at all. Come and attack. Okay. You feel that? There's almost no resistance in that block. So you're going to want to deepen that angle. There you go. Deepen that angle, like so. And then it goes, see how just, there's nothing there. And yeah. Hey. Okay. Learn, see what you learned. What'd you learn you like there, Greg Sensei?
Well, since I was on the film, I liked watching how when we teach, we have to vary our teaching styles to meet the needs of our students. So then, of course, I liked the combat throw, how simple it is to take out your opponent.
The combat hip throw?
Combat hip throw, yes.
What'd you learn you liked?
I like doing the throws.
Yeah? What
Because
do you like about them?
just throwing people, giving them some airtime, because they'll never know what hit them.
That's right. And your fan club might like it too. What'd you learn you liked?
I like the throws too because Damien weighs like 230. And I weigh 160 and I still got him up in the air.
It's a matter of leverage. Matter of leverage. What'd you learn you liked?
I like the combat hip throw because coming from wrestling, it's just instinct for me.
Mm-hmm.
To be able to tune up on that is just, I love it.
It's easy. Alquist, what'd you learn you liked?
I like the calf to calf. Even with big guys, it still works.
Cross leg reaping throw, yes.
Yes.
The cross leg reaping throw. What'd you learn you liked, Bernie?
Just like the ex-wrestlers, the combat hip throw was one of my favorites. It's really easy. If I would have known that in wrestling, would have been state champ.
Oh, well. You just didn't know me then. Mateus, what did you learn you liked?
I would say the hip throw, that was
Yeah.
very impressive.
Okay.
Yeah, you can take a big guy either way.
All right. And Jonathan?
I like the calf-to-calf throw.
Okay, and that's called cross leg reaping throw. What is it called?
The half cross reaping throw.
No, the cross leg reaping throw.
Cross leg reaping throw.
There you go. Okay. And Lean, what'd you learn you liked? Second class?
Being a newbie, I liked it all, but I really liked the throws. I really liked being able to actually throw somebody and get them on the ground.
The Japanese are really small, and they'll come in and do that all the time. So that's good. Good stature. Good stuff. Kerry Sensei, what'd you learn you liked?
When we were working with the white belt kicks, I always appreciate how all of our kicks are the same till we're halfway in, so it disguises our movement.
Good. All right. Any questions at all? All right, we'll bow out in the class. Thank you. Till next week.